I am a woman and I am vulnerable and I've gone through things as well. But there are people, young women, who also don't have that same voice that is as powerful as mine. How can I use mine to be an amplifier for their cause in everything that they go through? If you are wanting to be a journalist, identify your cause. Because if you don't, you'll be mixed within the many vices. You see, the world is so huge and we have a lot of things happening all at the same time. If you do not identify what is the driving force for you, what is the cause that you are seeking, what is it that you want to achieve? Look around you, your environment, your society. What is it that you know you can do to make lives better? Right? This is how we grow as human beings. This is how we bring about development. This is how we uplift as we climb. You're not going to be a journalist because you're just going to sit and read news. You're not going to be a journalist because you're just going to sit and wait for any story to come your way. If you can, shape the stories you choose to talk about. Right? I am not going to sit and talk on any story because I have to report. I have a cause. I have something I stand for. And everything I say should in a way be in line with that. I am not going to be deviated. I am not going to be distracted. I am not going to allow one or two other people to kind of dictate what I want my future to look like and to reshape my destiny forward. At this point, I am aware that anything can happen, but I have to be in charge of my destiny. And I have to be at the heart of determining how I want that to look like. So you have to be focused. Before you get to that point of self-actualization, before you get there, it takes a lot of stumble blocks. It takes a lot of discovery. It takes a lot of pitfalls. It takes a lot of failures. It takes you applying to a lot of things and getting rejected. It takes you to realize what you've been doing wrong and what you need to do to make it right. And along the line, it's a lot of education. It's a lot of discovery. It's a lot of reading. It's a lot of learning. It's a lot of listening and a lot of mentoring. At this point, if you don't have mentors, try and find one. I could not pinpoint, say, oh, this person was my mentor, but I joined associations. And in those associations, we had leaders who were shaping the conversations. We looked up to those people. Those people were guiding us. So they were important in our lives. And for me, that's why I am also cognizant of the fact that I have young siblings at your age. And they too needed that. I cannot be that for them because it's difficult, you know. But then I realized that I could put them in associations and they can help them guide them through that process of self-actualization, and it's been happening. So if you don't have that, you know, commitment of wanting to be in an association, find a person, then you can talk to them. At this age, I still have people I talk to. I still have people that I ask when I have ideas. I have an idea that I want to explore, business idea. I ask my friends, what do you think? Like, I have people I talk to, like, do you think it's a good idea? But how can I do this better? What do you think? You know, it's good that you talk to people, and all these people that you can trust. Find it, whether one or two people that you know you can always trust. No matter how difficult the situation is, no matter what you're going through, no matter what someone has done to you, find the one person you can confide in and just unleash to them and listen to them. Because you are all girls and we go through a lot, right? We go through a lot, and sometimes what it needs is that confidence that you can talk to through every situation. Through every situation. Sometimes we have people outside that we trust more than our families. I just read something some time ago that said that you can turn back on your mother, you can turn back on your family, but you can't turn back on a friend. We all need friends. We all need friends. They're like spiritual guidance in our lives. And having just the one or two people you can trust is important in this level of self-actualization. People who can be honest to you and who can criticize you critically, and they can be honest to you. Don't feel bad about it. Take it in good faith. These are people you know want the best for you. You know what I mean? So, amass yourself with as much knowledge as you can. Sit back. Think. What am I good at? When I was in high school, when I was going to young people in media, the president at the time asked me, What is your talent? Kids there were thinking, I said, oh, me, reading. Imagine reading being a talent. It's so awkward enough. But it is actually my talent. I didn't know. But reading is what I'm doing at the GRTS. I read the news. I go and file reports. I read my scripts. Reading is what I'm doing. So sit back. No matter how little it is. What is your talent? Think about it. It might be deep, right? But it's a process. Think about it. And say, okay, I want to be a nurse. But what am I good at? Cooking? What am I good at? Makeup? What am I good at? Making people laugh? Or maybe I can be an actor, an actress. Think and unleash that hidden talent in you. And sometimes, like we said today on the show, the motivation might not really be there, but it's the discipline of doing things that would make you have to do it. You don't have to sit because your mom didn't give you the $5 to go and pay a taxi to go attend that event. It's the discipline that will make you understand that, oh, Saturday I have an event to attend this talk show. I need to save $5 out of my lunch money and go and attend that. Do you get me? So because mom might not have it all the time, but you within yourself, you know you need to have the discipline to get things done. And it is what is going to take you far. The motivation will come later. Much later, when everybody else realizes that this is what you're good at. And it will get to a point where you don't even have to say it anymore because it is evident and they know where to source you. You will attract the things as they come because you've put so much investment into your own self-development and it's beginning to actualize without you even having to do much. So think about it. I talk a lot. I don't know. But I'll like to also invite questions if you have any, so that it will not be all about you. I hope these few things that we've talked about are actually something that is meaningful and you can really go home with that. Have you learned something? That? What? Discipline. Number one. And not allowing yourself be boxed. Be unapologetic and be intentional about your dealings and your approach to life. Learn, read, be knowledgeable. So try as much as you can to amass yourself in knowledge and get mentors to guide you through this process of self-actualization. And I think that sums it up for us.
Wow.
Do I deserve a clap? Yes, go ahead.
Is there any challenges you face doing this journalism?
Oh, yes. You know, when I started, I was very young. I think I was about 17 going to 18. I started as an intern when I was just 17 years. Challenges, these, how will I put it? It's complicated to kind of just point one challenge. I'm from a very humble background and a lot of things I had to do on my own because growing up I had that sense of independence because I've seen my mom do it by herself at some point and I felt that it would be ungrateful of me to want to depend on her for everything. So from the onset I knew that I had to be something and I had to do something meaningful for myself. And in that process it wasn't easy. Closed doors, you know, you go to places and they don't want to take you. You apply for things online and it's always, we're sorry. So it was devastating as a young girl growing up, getting rejections. But then when I got here, I realized that I had to work extra harder to just be there, you know, to just also show those around me that I am capable of whatever that I'm supposed to attract. And I was able to do that. Now, what the difficulty would be is finding that balance and maintaining the consistency. It is important to be consistent. I have to put that also. To be consistent, it's not easy. It takes a lot of work to be consistent because in that consistency, there needs to be growth. And growing is just not about sitting and just going to parties. I barely party. See, it's a good thing. I do it with my girls. But I barely have time for it. Because every time I am working on the next thing, I have to grow and I have to walk towards that. And that in itself